Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Nico is out, but what happens next for Tennessee? The Nico era is over. You know, it's almost comical. I see some comments on Twitter. I see comments even in the comment section of this YouTube channel coming at me, maybe coming at Coach Jay saying, hey, you owe me an apology. If you think I'm going to owe you an apology for supporting the starting quarterback at Tennessee, you're absolutely insane. I'm always going to support the starting quarterback at Tennessee. But guess what? Nico is not the starting quarterback anymore. The Nico era is over. So what happens next? I'm ready to move forward because I'm never going to watch a Nico Iamaleava football game again. I'm never going to care if Nico throws 3 interceptions again. That's just not who I am. I am a Tennessee fan first and foremost. I love what Coach Heupel said when he met with the media. Nobody, absolutely nobody is bigger than the Power T. He went on to say, we're ready to move on, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to move on and talk about what happens next for Tennessee. With the transfer of Nico, do they roll with Jake Merklinger? Do they roll with George McIntyre? You know, watching that spring game, and that's a small little body of work. I said in the video a couple of days ago that it was basically a practice. That's what we watched in the orange and white game. I thought George looked better at times, but that's not an overall body of work. But do these coaches have the confidence to roll with Jake Merklinger or George McIntyre as a true freshman? Do they go to the portal and look to add depth in that quarterback room? I don't think you can roll with 2 scholarship quarterbacks on your roster in the SEC. Or do they go look for an actual starter? You got to think they've got over $2 million to spend with Nico's absence. Do they spend that on a starting quarterback, or are they comfortable with what they've got and they kind of spread that out to other positions? We know that they want to add a defensive lineman. We know that they want to add a wide receiver, so they kind of separate that money. Be interesting to see. I saw an article from on3.com. I'm just going to quote that article to you. It said, multiple sources tell On3 that the Volunteers have begun due diligence on what quarterbacks will be available in the portal. Tennessee won't be able to add a quarterback from the SEC. You can't do that. You can't transfer interconference in the spring portal window. Even grad transfers can't do that. So it's going to be kind of limited options on who could potentially enter the portal that Tennessee could go after. The article goes on to say ESPN reported on Saturday that one quarterback already got more money from his school Friday after Tennessee's collective called third-party officials tied to him. Multiple sources have told On3 that they expect a ripple effect with non-SEC Power 4 quarterbacks around the country expected to receive raises in light of the Tennessee opening. Now, the next week or so is going to be chaotic. The portal opens tomorrow. It will remain open through the 25th, so our eyes will be on who jumps in. Who jumps in from Tennessee? Do we lose any big-time players? You know, going back to the video where I said I would have paid Nico, the reason I say that is, what is the domino effect? Is anybody jump in with him, or did him no showing practice and not calling the coaches, that from what I've seen, from what I've read, that angered some of his teammates? So does that rally them together? The words that Miles Kitselman said when he met with the media, where he wanted to play with guys that wanted to be in that locker room, that wanted to play for the Power T. So does this kind of rally? This can have an opposite effect of maybe what I thought it would. Maybe it rallies this team together and we don't see anybody from Tennessee jump in the portal. But the question is, what do they do at that quarterback position? Again, how would you spend the money? Put in the comments. Would you go after a starter? Would you spread that money out? I'm curious to see your take on it. Hey, we're going to jump into some possible options that could hop into the portal. Going to be an interesting conversation. But before we do that, I need you guys to do that YouTube stuff for me. Smash the thumbs up down there below the video. It's quick, free, easy. Helps this channel. I would greatly appreciate it. If you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We don't pretend to be that. What we are is exactly what you guys are. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like it, subscribe, click the bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. We're going to be live tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And I know we're talking about moving forward, what happens next, but I feel like we need to answer some questions. The boys are going to be in the house. Coach Jay is ready to talk about everything that went on with Nico. And we're going to go through all the narratives in the media. We're going to listen to what Josh Pate said, J.D. Piquel said, and we're going to break it down, and we're going to find out what the truth is with the Nico situation. So join us tonight, live 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're moving NCAA night to tomorrow night, Wednesday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. We'll play EA Sports College Football, and we'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Shout out to you guys, man. I know I told you guys I had some stuff going on within my family. My best friend's going through some hard times right now, and that dude is like a brother to me. So my schedule is going to be kind of chaotic. I'm going to be traveling a lot over the next week or so. So just make sure you're dialed in, subscribed, stay tuned in on social media, and I'll let you guys know what the schedule looks like moving forward. But for now, tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time, tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. And shout out to you guys for all the thoughts and prayers and the kind words and the DMs. It does mean a lot. But let's jump into it. Who are some possible portal options for Tennessee? And we're going to start with this article. Kansas State Wildcats, college football fans, tease Kansas State's Avery Johnson to Tennessee. Fans leak K-State quarterback Avery Johnson to Tennessee after the departure of Nico Iamaleava. Now, Avery Johnson, the quarterback there at Kansas State, 6'2", 192-pound junior. He threw for over 2,700 yards as a sophomore last season, had 25 touchdowns to 10 interceptions, also added 605 yards rushing with 7 touchdowns on the ground as well. Now, this article goes on to say, thankfully, Kansas State fans can be reassured with Johnson's place in Manhattan. He reassured his championship aspirations before the Rose Bowl victory in December. Said, being a Kansas State kid, I still feel like there's still stuff left to prove here. Said, I think we can really be a talented team. Feel like we can play for a Big 12 championship and then play in the college football playoffs. It's just a lot of unfinished business here at Kansas State, and really just the people, the coaches, the strength staff, the support staff. They really teach and mold you into a better man, and this is really just a place I wanted to be. Don't really know how to put it into words, but I didn't really want to be anywhere else. Now, you could probably ask Nico back in, I don't know, November, October, maybe even December. You probably could have asked him last month. He may have given you a similar quote. Look, nobody saw Nico entering the portal, and I don't think anybody at Kansas State is sitting there going, Avery Johnson's going to enter the portal. Maybe they are. Maybe they're worried. Maybe they're not. I don't know. But it's college football in 2025. I like to quote Austin Price all the time, like going back last year, all the drama with Boo Carter at the end of the year, all the drama with Mike Matthews at the end of the year, threats of entering the portal, the talk, and, everybody's worried. And even at that time, I remember the conversation, people on the board saying, well, what about Nico? Could Nico transfer? And Austin Rice said, nobody, absolutely nobody on your roster is safe. So any of these quarterbacks that I'm bringing up and that we're talking about, they may say they're not a possibility. They are a possibility. I don't care what the quotes say. Let's go take a look at another one. This article here from Athlon Sports, how the Nico Iamaleava situation at Tennessee could impact Sam Leavitt and Arizona State. Now, Sam Leavitt, quarterback, 6'2", 200-pound, redshirt sophomore. And you talk about the portal. He's a guy that's been in the portal before. He spent his freshman year redshirting at Michigan State, then transferred to Arizona State, where he threw for almost 2,900 yards, 24 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, also added 443 yards rushing with an additional 5 touchdowns. So, again, another name. And the theme here, if you go to Twitter and you type in Avery Johnson, the thing that follows is it auto-populates Tennessee. You go type in Sam Leavitt, it auto-populates Tennessee. Austin Price last night on VolQuest said he didn't really see this one as a realistic option. But again, never say never. We will continue to keep an eye on it. The next 10 days are going to be interesting. Here's another name, another interesting one. Rumor, Tennessee plotting to poach Sawyer Robertson after Nico Iamaleava drama. But he will stay. Well, that sounds familiar. And anybody that wants to come at me and make comments, and that's fine. You're welcome to your opinions. But people that come at me and say, but you said you owe me an apology. I will never apologize. I will never apologize for supporting the starting quarterback at Tennessee, because back when it was Joe Milton and Hendon Hooker and Harrison Bailey, I was riding with Joe Milton. As soon as Hendo Cinco took over the job, guess what? I'm rolling with Hendo Cinco. When it was Nico, I'm rolling with Nico. If it's Jake, I'm rolling with Jake. If it's George, I'm rolling with George. I do not care. All I care about is who has that power T on the side of their helmet taking the snaps. That's the guy that I'm going to ride with. That's the guy that I'm going to support. But Sawyer Robertson, they say he will stay. You go look, 6'4", 220-pound redshirt junior, threw for over 3,000 yards, 28 touchdowns to 8 interceptions, also added 230 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns. But just a few names to keep an eye on, and we'll keep an eye out for the next 10 or so days as the portal remains open. But I don't care who it is. But something else interesting. You look there, a redshirt junior. What if you add a young talented quarterback? Does that impact George? Does that impact Faison Brandon? How would you spend the money? Let's talk about it in the comment section. As always, smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Jump in the comment section. Put a GBO. If you don't have a comment, you don't have any thoughts, just put a GBO. We would appreciate that. You can also support the channel. Go check out the official merchandise of the Talkin VAWLS Network, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. You can also support by becoming a member of the channel. Hit the join button right down there below, right beside subscribe. You can do that for as little as $1 per month. Join us live, 7 o'clock tonight. We're going to talk about it all. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.